All right, overnight, President Trump stopped all trade negotiations with Canada, all because of a new commercial. Joining us now is NBC Washington correspondent Alice Barr. And good morning to you, Alice. Please break down this ad for us and why it led to the president making this move.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. President Trump cited an ad from the government of Ontario that features former President Reagan, saying that high tariffs are basically bad news. He says that they lead to retaliation and fierce trade wars, and then said, quote, "Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs." And President Trump pointed to a statement from the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Institute accusing Ontario of using selective audio and video that misrepresents what is a very famous 1987 address that President Reagan gave. And that same foundation says that Ontario did not ask for permission to use and to edit the remarks. They are edited in the video. Some pieces, taken out, shortened. And the foundation also says it's now reviewing legal options. President Trump is accusing Ontario of interfering with a looming Supreme Court case on the legality of his tariffs that he called very important to national security and the economy. So basically, the president is saying that this was overstepping, that it was inappropriate to use the former President Reagan's words in these ways, and that they are doing it to try to interfere with this important legal case here in this country. What we've heard from the head of government in Ontario is that he said they're going to use every tool possible to try to push back against the tariffs, the U.S. tariffs on Canada that, of course, have caused so much consternation and tension between these two longtime allies.
Got it. All right, let's shift to the Homeland Security front. The president saying his programs to make America safe are working. That includes striking boats his administration says are carrying drugs.
Yeah, and this one is getting a lot of growing legal questioning around it. The Trump administration has had at least 9 strikes against alleged drug trafficking boats in the Caribbean Sea nearby the coast of Venezuela, and now new along the eastern Pacific Ocean as well. And President Trump said yesterday, quote, "The cartels are waging war on America, and just as I promised in the campaign, we're waging war on them." And the president is now suggesting that operations may move on land. He did not say where, but he has been criticizing Venezuela, Colombia, and Mexico. And he said that his administration will inform Congress about targeting drug runners on land, but he stopped short of promising to seek authorization for military force. Democrats in Congress calling for hearings on the strikes that have killed at least 37 people. The administration has not presented evidence there were drugs in all of the boats, though the president maintains the strikes are legal and necessary to keep drugs out of this country.
All right, finally, we're hearing that the president is backing off plans to send the National Guard troops into San Francisco. What's behind this move?
Yeah, he said that he had spoken to the mayor and also heard backlash from the tech community in San Francisco. He cited some friends of his, including the CEO of NVIDIA, CEO of Salesforce, who had specifically come to him and urged him not to deploy National Guard troops to San Francisco. And that seems to have worked. He went on to say that the people of San Francisco have come together on fighting crime, especially, he said, since we started taking charge of that, quote, very nasty subject. So I think that points to the conversation that he had with the mayor that perhaps gave him some solace in feeling like they were taking some steps. But then very clearly, input from the tech community had a lot to do with this decision. It doesn't mean, though, that he's done. He said he's going to focus instead on other cities like Chicago.
All right. Alice Barr, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate your insight. Have a great weekend.